Well, hello there everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Mig-21. This is a very simple airplane to make, but for some reason I could not make this airplane. It took me like 5 tries just to make this one airplane. It was so frustrating. I was like ready to quit the video and like end it there. But I just kept on going because I had to. So the first thing I want to do is fold the paper in half. And I found out that this airplane actually flies very well. Like it just amazing. Like you draw it, it's like a dart. It just goes in a straight line. It's like incredible. And I did not expect that because it's a Mig-21. Like it was like not that great, or at least not. It's not the best flyer out there. Not that I know of. I think. So you want to fold the paper in half and fold it in half the other ways again. So get this strip of paper right here. Then you want to open it up and fold it in half the other way. So the flaps are facing you now. Make sure they're on the outside. This airplane will take about 25 minutes ish. It took me about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But obviously if I sped up this video just a little bit, so it's not too boring, but you can also understand you can also see what I'm showing, because the other ones are so fast. It's like my hands like the flash and stuff. So you want to get one corner of the paper and fold it down so the edge of the paper reaches the corner. And you want to get the other corner and fold it down at a 45-degree angle so it makes a 90-degree angle at the other corner. After that, you want to open it up and you get the back part and put it on top of the front part. This kind of adds like a little pocket which holds the wings together. Then about 4 centimeters and 1.5 centimeters, you want to draw a dot, and about a centimeter, you want to draw another dot, and you want to connect the 2 dots. So with a ruler, so you can like fold it along the edge. This makes the folds nice and flat and straight, instead of like having it like all bent and curved. Then I want to use the symmetrical area to do the same thing to the other side, instead of actually using the ruler again, because this ensures that both sides are symmetrical. And about 3/4 of the way down, you want to fold it back up again. And we basically have the wings now. As you can see, it's a very simple airplane, but for some reason it took me forever to make. This airplane probably has one of the biggest hassles I've ever had. It was so annoying. So about 5-ish centimeters. I couldn't really tell in that video. Kinda hard. Maybe like 4.5 centimeters. I always like to use the picture I use in the front of my videos, like of the blueprints of the airplane. And I am much rather recommend it like to use that image to like check if everything's all right in proportions, because sometimes I make mistakes in this video and it might not be like exactly perfect. So I like to put the airplane on top of the picture to make sure if everything is nice and even in the proportion. And this is where I got this little triangle paper. These are actually how big the wings are, and let's just trace it on top of the image and put it on this airplane so I get the exact measurements of the wings. I can use rulers and measurements and numbers, but I found out that it doesn't work as well, because I have centimeters, maybe the person on the other side was inches or millimeters, and they may not have the same measurements as me, or I give out the wrong measurements. So yeah. So you wanna cut along where the edge of the wings, cut it and then fold it under, so like it's just out of the way. Then you wanna fold down the wings so it lines up with the line you just drew for the. It just lines up with the wings basically. You fold it down to it makes the angle with the wings. And we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Do you know like got the extra papers that we don't need? And you see there's like paper like hidden on the middle of the airplane, so you like fold it up, then like cut it off because it's kind of annoying. It prevents the wing from closing properly. Then you wanna get like the top layer of paper, one of the layers of paper, yeah, the top one, and cut it on the back, so like it separates the papers on the back, because there's two papers, and one of them is like connected in the back, so I want to cut it off. I think it's on both sides, so yeah. Then don't get the top layer. But first we're going to delete this part because we don't need this extra piece of paper. Now you want to get the top layer of paper and cut it. So just a little bit in front of the actual airplane. And fold it up. It shouldn't be more than like half a centimeter. Just a slight bit. It's basically, try imagining these are like the flaps of the airplane, so they shouldn't be more than what a flap or an aileron should be. Because there's like a piece of paper under there, so you want to also remove that, so it just looks cleaner. Then after putting the top piece of paper up, you know, get the bottom layer and actually like cut it so it makes the shape of the actual wing. Make sure you don't cut the flaps that are under the wings, because those are going to use for something else. Then you will get some tape and like basically tape any parts just dangling and like just make it look a little bit nicer. But don't put tape on the fuselage yet because we still need to make the cockpit. So you put some tape on top of the wings, so like the flaps of paper will like open up and stuff, making it more drag. And about 1.5 centimeters, you want to draw a dot on both sides of these horizontal stabilizers. And you want to get like the same, it's a trapezoid piece, it's a weird piece. And you want to like try and trace it on top of the wings, but as you can see, it sort of sticks out a little. But once we cut it, it's gonna be fixed. So right where the airplane starts to go out, you wanna cut it right there. Then like fold the piece of the paper downwards. So kind of to have to do the same thing with the back of the with the horizontal stabilizer, but instead of using the both papers, we're gonna use one. So as you can see, we try to fold into a triangle, but it won't be enough to actually go back the cover the entire airplane, the whole wing section. So you want to do is to get the one layer and like fold it so it makes the shape of the front of the horizontal stabilizer. Then you want to get the back piece and cut about halfway back so it extends a little bit more, and it should be long enough now. Obviously if it's not, then I'm gonna go back and cut a bit more so you get this rectangle piece of paper, and now it's long enough. Once you have the proper length, you can start cutting it so it makes the shape of the vertical stabilizer. You also want to start taping any parts we haven't taped yet, like in the wings and winglets and everything. But still don't put any tape on the fuselage just yet because we're still not done with that part yet. It's always nice to use small pieces of tape just so it won't be like sticking out of the airplane, and also it won't get wrinkled or anything. So everything looks nice and streamlined. So about 3-ish centimeters, you wanna cut up at a 45-degree angle and thread in front of the wings. and you want to fold them down so it makes a shape of the nose cone of the airplane. This part is a bit tricky because we also have to create the intake as well. So you want to start rolling it a little bit so it starts to curve, so it can start forming the shape of the airplane. Purposely made this airplane about a quarter, half a centimeter bigger than it actually supposed to be, because we're gonna get this front piece right here and we're gonna fold it in, and then we're gonna fold it out again. As you can see, it makes kind of like a nose cone, but it's a little bit crooked, so I'm gonna keep on smoothing it out, making it the right shape and the right size and everything. The less in it is, the better, because it's not that much smaller than the actual airplane. You can still much see it pretty well when it's sticking out. And just remove any extra paper that's in the front, just making everything just look nice and streamlined. And you want to finish up by adding some tape once you feel satisfied with your creation, and you'll basically be done. Just adding a few more adjustments here. I like to pinch it, so it just makes like more of a cone shape, making it more smoother. Then I like to pull on the wings a little bit, just a little, so it makes just makes it more popped out, I guess. So that's it, you're done basically. Actually, you are done. So yeah, this airplane flies amazing. I just can't describe how amazing it flies. So I highly recommend this, one of my favorites actually. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thanks for watching and subscribe for more.